So, you want to be an actor, huh? You've seen the Oscars, the premieres, maybe even watched a TikTok where someone landed their first big break overnight? Well, let me stop you right there. If you're expecting an easy ride to fame, fortune, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, you're in for a curveball. Because what they don't show you in those behind-the-scenes featurettes is the blood, sweat, rejection emails, and poorly lit self-tapes it even takes to get a call back. And believe me, been there, done that. When I started out, I was just like every other aspiring actor, ambitious, hopeful, and painfully clueless. My first headshot? I was trying way too hard to act tough.
Boy, you was not tough.
Here's a pro tip for you. Invest in a really good photographer. Seriously, no one wants to look at a headshot that looks like you took it from your phone. It might look good to you, but this screams that you don't take your job seriously and looks like you're a beginner, and trust me, you don't want that. Let's talk about rejection for a second. You think dating's hard? Try getting ghosted by casting directors who don't even know your name. I once auditioned for a commercial where I had to pretend to act hard in front of the mirror after a workout. Yeah, I didn't get the part. Apparently, I wasn't believable enough as a gym rat. Rejection is part of the job though. I know it's cliche to say, don't take it personally, but here's the truth. Rejection isn't always about you. Sometimes casting directors are just looking for something very specific, even if you are a good actor. I've been denied for not having the right nose, being too tall, showing too much personality, too much of this, too much of that, yada, yada, yada. And sometimes you won't even get to know why you didn't get the role. Just left on red or no reply. But what you need to understand is every no is bringing you closer to a yes. That first yes is pure magic. Mine came after years of unpaid gigs and background roles. That's where most people start at, and there's nothing wrong with that. It wasn't a lead role or anything, but I was fortunate to book a supporting role. And then, of course, side hustles. Unless you're one of the lucky ones who books a blockbuster right out of the gate, you're gonna need some type of income coming in. I've been a roofer, a server, a brand ambassador for Jack Link's beef jerky. Basically, if it paid the bills, I've done it. You really gotta grind if this is something that you wanna do. And the most important thing about all of this is patience. Do not just up and quit your job and move to LA. Do not do this. I'm about to give you some game. So, let me explain. Wherever you're at in the world, build a reputation there. It could be North Dakota, Wyoming, it doesn't matter. Be that person people know. That way, when you're ready to leave, or if you want to leave, people from LA will know you as that person from Little Rock. Oh yeah, you're that kid who went viral in Gary, Indiana, right? So far and so forth. Going to LA and trying to be someone doesn't feel as special. There's already enough of that. Honestly, it's not even necessary to move there at all. Unless you want to be with huge agencies, then you kind of have to. It's kind of hard living across the country when you want to be with these big time agencies, because then you'd have to fly to auditions, fly to gigs, and a lot of agents don't want to take that risk thinking that you might not make it in time for those things. And this isn't only going to affect you, this is going to affect them because they are the ones that submitted you for the project. Another thing that people love to hate is networking. Yeah. It can be uncomfortable. Yeah, it feels fake at times. But guess what? Networking isn't always about shoving your resume at people. It's about building real connections. Speaking of connections, find your people. This industry can be really lonely if you don't find the right support system. Surround yourself with people who get it. Other actors, creatives, mentors, power of association. You are the product of people that you hang around. The acting world is also a huge business. It's called showbiz for a reason. You can be someone with 500,000 followers, but if you don't understand the business aspect of things, you're going to get stuck. To be honest, I think it's about 90% business and 10% creativity and acting skills. Your headshots are your marketing tool. Without headshots, you won't get booked for nothing. Again, get good headshots. This is an investment, not a cost. Once you understand the two differences, this is going to be a huge world of difference for you. If you're just starting out, I wouldn't worry about a resume quite yet because you don't have enough credentials built up. And you don't want to put training or workshops on your resume more than actual gigs. This makes it seem like you're doing more training than actually going out there and booking gigs, and that doesn't look good. Makes it seem like all you know how to do is train, you know? You don't want that. And a website is something that you could get. It all depends on what your vision is. If this is something that you just want to do for a hobby, or if this is something that you want to go full out on. So all depends on your vision. But fast forward to today, I'm pretty proud of what I accomplished so far. But I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and I'm still reminding myself why I started this in the first place. I started this because I love storytelling. I love public speaking. I love creating content for brands and overall just getting paid for what I love to do the most. If you're good in front of the camera, have good business skills, or willing to be coachable and learn business, you'll be okay. Here's pro tip number 2. If you want to be good in front of the camera, I have a trick that has helped me over the years. Open your YouTube account, go to the plus sign button on your phone or the create button on your PC and go live. Yes, it might sound daunting, but hear me out. Go live and just start talking. Show off something that you got for Christmas or your birthday and just present it in front of the camera. The chances of somebody coming into your live are pretty slim because you don't have any subscribers yet. But it's the fact that anybody could come in at any moment, helping with your fear of becoming camera shy, which will slowly diminish. You'll get comfortable eventually, and this is something that has worked out very well for me. I am not any better than you are. We are all human beings with strong capabilities, and if I can do something, I know that you can too. So, what does it take to succeed in show business? Because I'll be brutally honest, when you're first starting out and this is something that you want to do, sometimes the people closest to you might not fully understand your passion at first. You know who they are, and I don't need to say it for you. They might tell you to get a real job, and man, nothing hurts more than hearing those words, especially when you're so enthusiastic about this. You want this. But they want something more realistic for you. Just give it time and prove them wrong once you start booking. I will note that you will need just a little money aside to start this journey. Money for headshots, and there's different types of headshots that you need to get. Commercial headshots. These types of headshots are more vibrant. You're more smiling or smirking in these headshots. You're going to be wearing different types of clothing in these, more colorful clothing. Then there's theatrical headshots. Now these headshots are going to be a lot more different than the commercial ones because you're going to be more serious in these photos. You're going to have a different background. You're going to be wearing different clothing. And again, if you invest in a good photographer and you talk to them beforehand, they'll tell you maybe what to wear and they'll scout out the locations for you so it can match the vibe of the headshot. And yes, there is a lot more to jumpstart your career, and sometimes you got to pay to play.